Hi, families. It's Kim. How are you? Um, I struggled with what to put up this week behaviorally because I'm grumpy. And I've told my children, I said, this is my week to be grumpy, I guess. I've been Little Miss Susie Sunshine for 8 weeks, encouraging everybody and, trying to have them get their stuff done that they needed to get done, and just trying to keep a really positive attitude. And I guess week 9 is the grumpy week for me. So um, I just wanted to talk briefly. Like, this is going to be probably so short. Although I say that and then I start talking and I never stop. You know me. But I just wanted to talk about acts of kindness. We hear that all the time, right? It's just a buzz term, acts of kindness. I said if I ever wrote a book about teenage behaviors, I would call it the now I've lost my mind. The simple, oh yeah, here it is. The simple gesture of making a bed. That is what I said that I would call it because my daughter loves that. It's a sign of love to her. When I don't make her bed all the time. It's not like that. But in times when I know that she's feeling bad or grumpy or whatever, I will go in and now the three other Braggs in this house, they sleep crazy, and the like the sheets are off, blankets off. It's crazy. I don't know what they do at night. But so I go in and I literally make it. I do so tight. I wrap it so tight with hospital corners, just like my mom taught me. And everything is perfect, no creases. And I put her decorative pillows up. But for her, that is something that speaks to her. That's an act of love. Um, my son is actually, anything you do for him is an act of love. He's just so sweet. Not that Maddie's not sweet. She's just so sweet too as well. But for him, it's like anything. Will, I don't know if that's going to remain that way because he's not a teenager yet. But I'm sure that I'll find something that will comfort him. He's still at that age where he comes to us for comfort. Because he's only 11. Madison sometimes, but she's 18. So she tends to like go to her friends for comfort. That's why I believe in these little acts of kindness. So for her, it's making her bed. She doesn't like anybody in her room, but it's so funny. If I make her bed for her, she just loves that. My husband, it's cleaning up the kitchen. I am just a cook in this relationship. He is the chef, and I mean that. He cooks things like I feel like I'm at a restaurant every night. We met in a restaurant, and he was a cook, and I was a waitress, so maybe that makes sense. But uh, so if I clean up the kitchen for him, or even like take out the trash, for him, that's an act of love. He also likes hugs and he likes being hugged, and we both do. So for us, that's an act of love. Now, my daughter does not like to be hugged by us. She will hug us when she wants a hug. But yeah, she's not a big huggy, touchy person. So like that to her isn't really an act of love, because I swear to God, when I hug her, she just has that sensory reaction of like that a lot of kids and adults have. So that's why the making of the bed. I've found too with the pandemic, Amherst said that we could all go and get lunch for our kids. And so I had started doing that. And I didn't know that it would mean so much to her. But I'm thinking it's probably like a link between her and her high school. And she's a senior and she's graduating with no graduation, no prom. So that can be a little sad at times. She is the funniest kid. Oh my God, she's just so funny. So when she's actually sad about something, I know that, it really bothers her. So she was down, obviously. I mean, everybody's down on this pandemic. So when I started getting the lunches, I learned that during the pandemic, the lunches are the act of love that she loves the most, because we had a deal that she would clean out, the bags, and I would go get a new one. So for 2 days she didn't clean it out, and so I didn't go get them, and I didn't know how much she loved them. And she comes into my room and her face literally looks like this, like back when she was little peanut Maddie, with the lip. And I'm like, what? And she goes, did you get the lunches? And I said, no, you still have bags in there. And she's like, and she was sad that the lunches weren't there. So now I know that even if they're not cleaned out, which I appreciate that she cleans out, she'll put, like, if they have extra cheese sticks, in that drawer, and just so we don't have 18 paper bags going on in the fridge. But so I thought, you know what? I don't care. This is an act of love for her, and it makes her feel more comfortable during this time. So now I get up every day and I do it, regardless of if it's cleaned out or not. And I thank all the lunch people in our school district as well, because that's an act of love that they're doing for us to help keep our kids connected to the school. And I do think of Maddie. She's never going back. She was ready to graduate. She's worked so hard. She was in a business program at the high school. She's just a go-getter, that one. And she can't ever go back. I mean, that's just so sad, isn't it? Like, even if, you hate high school, graduation is a big deal because you finally are, oh, thank God I'm done, right? They don't get that. So I now get her the lunches every day, just because I want to show her that I love her and I understand I don't really understand what she's going through, because I got my prom and my graduation and all the fun things that come with that. So, I really can't understand. I can just empathize. And so that's why I do it. That's why I go get the lunches every day. It helps her feel connected. She makes her own bed now, because she's home every day and she's a bit of a neat freak in her room, which I love. But yeah, so that wasn't working. So, because she was doing it. So I was like, okay, so that's my act of love. My mom is very different. I talked about my mom last week. My mom's act of love is patience. Anybody who has patience with her, that is just the biggest act of love that they can show her now. And she appreciates it. I mean, she appreciates it more than anything. She thanks people, who acknowledge her and who help her through things. So that's a big one for my mom. My dad, he's a tough nut to crack. He's just, he's funny. He's super funny, but he's very, like, structured of the way that things should go. So the act of love for my dad, he won't let me cook because he does all the cooking for my mom and himself. But he'll let me help him in the kitchen, which means I stand there and he points and tells me what to do. So that is an act of love. But he really loves it when I'm there, when I make the lunches, because that's not cooking, that's just putting, they like their half sandwiches and they have the same thing every day. The sandwich might vary. My mom likes PB&J and they like bologna and they like turkey. But so when I'm there, my nickname at home is Little. So I call it Little's Lunch Wagon. And I ring the bell every time I'm in Cleveland. I say, Little's Lunch Wagon is open. And that for him, it just, I can see he just can sit down and just relax, and he didn't have to worry about, oh my God, did I get, the fruit that mom likes? Did I get her favorite water? Did I put too much in her sandwich? Like, that's on me, right? And he can just sit and relax and have lunch. So for him, that is his act of kindness that just, it really affects him. So you have to look at all the different people in your life and figure out, there's a great book, The Language of Love. This is basically that, the language of love. It's just a little more specific, based on, how the people feel in your home, in your family. Even with my families, with you guys, any act of love that I can do to make your life easier, I'm doing it, or I'm trying to do it, I hope. I'm putting up the videos as an act of love, because I don't want you to feel like you're alone in this. I'm having a bad week too. So I want you to feel like I'm with you, even though I can't be with you and your kids physically. I can be with you doing this. And I hope that you feel that that's an act of love, because that's definitely how I intend it. And the videos for the kids, I can't do anything for them, but I can put those up. And that's my act of love for them, is maybe, sorry about that. That was totally me. Maybe, they see a toy that they loved that we played with, and it'll just give them a moment of joy. And so that's an act of love from me to them as well. So I guess that's all I'm saying. Find the people in your life and just find those little acts of love. You don't even have to say anything. Just do it. And it just shows that you're thinking of them and you're just trying to make their day a little bit easier and a little bit nicer. It's different for everybody, and everybody has different times when they're feeling overwhelmed. Like I said, it took me to week 9, to really feel this. My kids and my husband have felt it on different weeks than I felt it. So, on those weeks when I can tell that they're really in need of those special acts of love, I just make sure that I do more of them. But it's something we should always be doing anyway, is finding things to show our love to everyone. And our kids right now, especially our toddlers, they don't mean to have what everybody calls, I get meltdowns, tantrums, falling out. So, those are just the terms that everybody uses with me. So, give them an act of love. Just, if they're just having a day, just scrap it all and, I don't know, let's do your favorite activity. Let's go outside for 5 minutes if that's possible. Let's sit and play a game that you like, or a toy, or, let's sit and watch your favorite show. And you'll find in kind that even toddlers, they know, and you have to look for them, but they offer acts of love and kindness to us too. When they come up to us and just give us a hug for no reason, or in whatever words they have, they try to say your name, mama, dada, or try to say I love you. That's them. They're feeling that they want to do something nice for you. So make sure that you're acknowledging their acts of love for you too. So I think that's all I have for today. I just want everybody to love each other and be kind to each other and put yourself in their shoes. I mean, I know you feel your own feelings, but somebody else's feelings in your house might be totally different and about something totally different, like that's bothering them, that's bothering you. Like say, somebody's bothered that they just can't go outside, and then somebody's bothered by, like, say something they saw in the news. So just try and read people, and if they need a little act of kindness, I know we have to be social distanced, but yes, this drives everybody crazy, I'm sure, but I roll down my window and I clap for the workers and I say thank you for working, and they look at me like I'm insane, but some people have actually waved back and given me a smile or a little hand gesture. So be thanking everybody for what they do and be appreciative of what we have, because like we've seen in this pandemic, you never know, right? You never know. So I'm going to leave it on that. Be kind this week, be loving, be patient, do all the things to let people know that you care about them, because we seem to let those go by very quickly. And sometimes, the old expression, you don't know what you got till it's gone. So, and I will say that my family this week, that I told them I'm grumpy, they have been so lovely and kind and wonderful to me. And I've been so appreciative of it as well. So I'm with you guys. I'm feeling your feelings. If you need me, please reach out. That's what I want to offer you, is if I can offer you some kindness, you reach out and let me know what I can do for you in this time, and I will do my best to try to do for you what you need. So I love you all. I do. You're all my families. Even though you're not my family by birth, I still feel like you're all part of my family, because I get to go into your homes and see you with your kids, and so if I can do anything to help my families, just let me know. All right. Love you all. Miss you all. I'm still your biggest cheerleader, even though I'm a little grumpy this week. So if you still need me, I will put the grumpiness aside and I will be your cheerleader. All right, everybody. I'm signing off. Love you all. Bye.